Now let me give you some examples of finding the indefinite integral. So remember, up until this stage here, you don't really fully understand this dx thing. It will make more sense as time goes on. And you don't really fully understand this symbol here. All that you know is that this whole thing here is called the indefinite integral. And that's the same as the antiderivative. So the antiderivative is the same as you evaluating this whole thing here. Okay, so let me just give you some examples. So here, evaluate this. So to evaluate this here is pretty much the same. You evaluating this here is pretty much the same as, well, you evaluating this here is you pretty much the same as you finding the antiderivative here. So really, you integrating this thing here, is like you finding the antiderivative. And remember, you don't really fully understand this dx thing for the time being. Okay, so to do this here, you have to search for something that when you differentiate it, it will give you this whole thing here. So the trick to doing this is to well you just have to make a guess. For the time being, you don't know why for the time being, but make the guess to be this thing here. Make your first guess to be something to the power of 6. Okay, and remember, you don't know why at the moment. Over time, you will build up your experience, and then you can make your guess. So at the moment, I'm just asking you to accept this guess here. Guess this for guess this for the time being. So here, this is our first guess. Now, this here is our first guess. Okay. When you differentiate this, sorry, our first guess here will be to the power of 7, because when you differentiate it, this will be to the power of 6. So this here will be our first guess. Okay, this is our first guess. Let's differentiate it. It will be, when we differentiate it, it will be this going down here. So that will be 7, and then keep everything the same. And then to the power of 6. But then we have to times with the derivative of the bubble itself here. So that will be 5 x to the power of 4. Okay, so tidy this whole thing up. That will be 35 x to the power of 4, and then close this off, x to the power of 5 plus 3 to the power of 6. You see, this will differentiate to this, but you can see that this thing here is very close to this. So let's adjust this 35 here. So we should have adjust it. So it should be like this. Okay. So when you evaluate this whole thing here, it will be equals to 1 over 35, and then x blah 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 here. So this would be almost your answer. Remember that the indefinite integral is you have to represent the whole family. So you need to include this constant here. So this here is your whole family. Okay. Yeah. I hope you understand what I mean by family. If you don't, then watch some of the earlier videos. Okay. So the next example here. So evaluate this here. So normally we sometimes it's written like this, but remember when we're working with this, you can consider this as one thing, you can consider this as another thing. You can multiply this to the top. That will then give you this. Okay. Well, anyway, evaluate this here. So so this one here, and again, the hard part is the first guess. Whether if you look at this here, hang on. If you look at this here, if you guess to the power of a half, when you differentiate this, you will have something to the power. Well, you have to the power of minus a half. You see, minus a half here is like 1 over a half. Well, what power of a half is really the square root. You see, this thing here is very close to this thing here. And the hard part is in making your first guess. That this is a hard part, but you will build your skill up. You build up your experience over time. Okay, so our first guess here, we're going to guess it like this. to the power of positive a half. When we differentiate it, we're going to get this minus a half. Well, let me start again here. So here, make our first guess. So our first guess will be 3 plus x squared to the power of a half. Okay. Let's so this will be our first guess. Differentiate it. It will give us a half, 3 plus everything intact, and then this gets minus 1, and then we've got to times with the derivative of the bubble itself. So times 2x. Okay, let's tidy this up. So this thing here will be well, at the moment I'm going to visualize it as one block. So this here is a half times times this block here, which will be 1 over 3 plus x squared. Well, I could say to the power of positive a half, or I could just say this. And then this thing here times 2x. So this thing here gets multiplied to the top. And then the 2 will get cancelled out here, leaving you with x over 3 plus x squared here. So look, this fits perfectly here. Okay, it fits perfectly. So this would be, or we didn't need to make any adjustments. This here would be your answer here. So this would be 3x. Yeah. So this here would be what was it earlier? 3 plus x squared to the power of a half, and then plus c, because we have to represent the whole family. Okay. So the hard part is in making your first initial guess, and you would build up this skill over time. Okay. So well. Okay.